finishing up our series on serving and loving others this week. And today we're going to talk about something that gets me so pumped up. I hope it does the same for you. Now, it's easy to believe that one person can't make that big of an impact. When you look around and see so many people hurting and in need, it feels almost too big to tackle. Issues like drug abuse or homelessness, poverty, sexual abuse, prejudice, pain, and loneliness all over the place. And then think about those very issues and multiply them by the thousands or even millions. Across our state, country, and world, people are struggling, hurting, and suffering in huge numbers.
When you think of it that way, it's easy to get overwhelmed. With so much need in the world, we don't even know where to begin. And even if we do begin, we aren't sure if it will really make a difference. Sure, we can give a little money here and there, but we wonder if it's actually going to make a dent. We can post about a cause on our social media or talk about it in our schools, but we wonder if raising awareness actually does anything to help anyone. We can give our time to charities or look for creative ways to serve others or volunteer in our community or churches or go on a mission trip to help people in other places. But at the end of the day, we still are left with this question: can I actually make a difference?
Believe me, I ask myself that every single week when I get up here in front of all of you. I'm just one person. Can anything I say actually make a difference to any of you? But then I remember my own experiences. I remember the small amount of difference God allowed me to make for others when I was given the chance to serve. I remember the difference it made in my life as well. And I remember all the things I've learned about God's heart for others and His game plan for loving and serving people. I know that no matter how small it seems or how unqualified I feel, I can make a difference.
And you can too, because it's part of God's game plan. And when we get caught up in believing the lies that we aren't enough, or that we don't have what it takes to be a part of the plan, or that the needs of the world are too big and too hopeless for us to respond, we're missing out on the key part of God's game plan for our lives.
So as we close out this series, I want to talk about what it really looks like for us to get off the bench and into the game. I want to talk about what it means for us to go to every room, every home, every city, and every corner of the world to love and serve others. Because that's the game plan, and it's the one God's inviting you to be a part of.
Today we're going to look at a verse in the book of Acts. Now, Acts is a really cool book of the Bible because it details the start of the very first Christian church when Jesus gave one final command to His followers. Here's what He had to say: "But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes upon you, and you will be my witnesses, telling people about me everywhere, in Jerusalem, throughout Judea, in Samaria, and to the ends of the earth." Jesus shared a few really important things in this verse, but they can be a little bit hard to understand at first glance. So think of it this way.
Let's say I opened a brand new ice cream shop, and it was amazing. I came up with this ice cream recipe that tasted like rainbows and unicorns and gold and basically the best things you could ever imagine. It was that good. I opened up the first store in my hometown, and people liked the ice cream so much that they started to tell people in other towns that I served the most amazing ice cream ever. And because those people in other places heard about it, they wanted the ice cream too. So I knew I needed to branch outside of my first store and bring my ice cream to new places. I just needed the right tools to make it happen.
That's exactly what this verse in Acts is about. Okay, it's not literally about ice cream. It's about bringing the most amazing thing in the world, Jesus, to other people. And it's about having the right tools to do it. As followers of Jesus, we have a really awesome message to share. It's a message that changed our lives and a message that needs to be given to others. And in Acts chapter 1, verse 8, we learn just how to do it.
So let's look back at the verse one more time. "But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes upon you, and you will be my witnesses, telling people about me everywhere, in Jerusalem, throughout Judea, in Samaria, and to the ends of the earth." The first part of the verse talks about the Holy Spirit. Now, if you're new to church, this might seem a little weird, but here's what you need to know. The Holy Spirit is God's gift to people who believe in and put their trust in Jesus. The Holy Spirit lives in the hearts of believers as a way for God to be with us, to lead us, and to guide us the entire time while we're here on earth.
So in this passage, Jesus explained that when we believe in Him and are guided by the Holy Spirit, we are His witnesses, tasked with telling people about who He is and what He's done in our lives. And where do we spread this message? Well, as Acts put it, everywhere. Of course, the writer got specific, listing places like Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria, and you may be thinking, where are those places and how am I supposed to get there?
Don't worry. You don't have to buy a plane ticket. Let me give you a little context instead. Jesus gave these specific locations as a picture of a starting point for the disciples. These were places that were familiar to them and represented people they knew. So for you, Jerusalem would be your closest community, your family, your inner circle of friends, and the people you interact with closely on a daily basis. Your Judea would be a place like your school, community, or even your church. You're not there every day, but it's a location that you visit often. Your Samaria, that's a bigger scale. So think of it like the city or state you live in or places nearby that you visit from time to time. And the ends of the earth? Well, that's actually what the writer meant. Every corner of the earth, every part of the world, every part of your country, every part of your state. All of those places are filled with people who need to hear the message you have to give.
You see, love goes all places. It's not limited by distance or money or age or time or any other earthly thing. In fact, it's not limited at all. I think it's easy to feel helpless knowing how much need there is. But you know what's amazing? Those needs are already being filled.
So the next time you stop and wonder if you're capable of actually serving, loving, and making a difference in the world, I want you to remember this. Love goes all places. It's the map for the game plan. And when the Holy Spirit leads it, there's nothing that can limit the love you have to give others.
Now, before you totally freak out and think I'm about to tell you that you have to move to a foreign country or give up all your money or do something huge like that, don't worry. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you have the unique capability right now to serve and share God's love with others. And I don't want you to be limited by the belief that you can't make a difference, because God's game plan says you can.
It says love goes all places. So start asking yourself this: who can I serve here, there, and everywhere?
What can I do here? Like right where I am? For my family, for my friends, for my small group, for my team. Like what can I do to bring love to those places?
What can I do there? What's something that doesn't necessarily fit in with my everyday life? Where's a place that I don't always go, but know I could serve? A charity, a community center, a local organization? What can I do to meet their needs?
And what can I do everywhere? What's something I can do to meet needs outside of my town, outside of my state, outside of my country? Maybe it's a mission trip or a service trip or making a donation to a global charity.
Remember, God is working with you. He's leading you as you go, and He's made you capable to bring love to all places right now, even as a middle schooler. Now, if that doesn't get you excited to get out there and get into the game, I don't know what will. So as we wrap up this series today, I want you to think about this question. What are my Jerusalem, Judea, and Samaria?